Here's a quick tour of how we're using NextREADY to support the Santa Fe Public Schools Attributes of a Graduate project. When you log in, the first thing you want to check is how we build your skills bank. This screen will show students the status of their current projects. Like all teachers, it's important for me to go through what the students will go through as well. So this is my portfolio of projects that you're seeing here. The key is showing us the status. Not started. This one's not started. This one has just begun. These two are in peer review. Badges have been awarded for these two, and coaching badges have been awarded for these three. Let's look at the goals and future orientation.
Hello, my name is Jaden. I am the founder of Space Juice. Space Juice is an organic blend of honey, fruit, and alkaline water.
I'm Mary Halwanico. I am the co-founder of Space Juice.
In this case, a team was formed, led by this student, who is in 8th grade, about a business that he's actually started up. And we're able to see the badges that were awarded in context. The goals and future oriented was part of this student's pursuit of a pathway for general business management, which is where entrepreneurship lives. And we can see the associated skills that went with it. So we're able to get a great deal of detail in terms of what was represented by this particular badge. And we can see that for all of the badges. So if we want to see what was earned for being academically proficient, we zero into that part of the presentation where those skills were demonstrated. We're seeing the badge, the pathway, the rating, the depth of knowledge, the entrepreneurship in this case that was used in the skills there, the ties to the career technical standards and the employability skills, and even the GIS, the geospatial thinking that went into locating the parts of the business. How does this happen? If you click on the Rate New Evidence button, you'll see how this was done.
Hello, my name
Jaden was going for the Goals and Future Oriented badge. He pasted in the link to his YouTube video, in fact even saying the moments of the video where he wanted it to begin. The next step is to talk about the experience level. In this case, it ranges from no prior experience all the way up to somebody who's coached. And Jaden had done this at least 50 times, so that's why he clicked on that level. Next was the process of evaluating the task use, ranging from very basic recall or skills and concepts, and in this case going to extended thinking. Finally, the quality was rated. We'd all like to rate our own quality, but this was reviewed by Jennifer Navarez, sitting right here on the panel that heard his presentation. And that's why it got a top 5 rating. So when all is said and done, this combines to show us the career skills that were used, the academic skills that were used, the digital skills that were used, and that's how it got into the skills bank. Anytime we want to see all of the detail, we can just click on that button for the appropriate set of skills and be able to see it. You navigate back to home by hitting the NextREADY. And when you do that, there are some other things that are very useful for teachers and students. Exploring the career clusters and pathways allows us to see what are the skill sets that are going to be used. Health science is a big area. Here are the overarching skills that are required for someone to be successful in the health sciences. We get more specific when we go into the pathways. So we know that students at Capitol High School are studying some of these areas. If we went into the support services, we'd be able to see the standards that are for that particular pathway. Whereas if we went into health diagnostics, we would see the associated standards with that. But the jobs are found here. So what we want to be able to do is go in and find the specific jobs that are available for that career. And here we can see which ones have a bright outlook and growth, or any of the other ones that are listed So if we hit job details, it's going to bring us right out to a spot that will tell us what people do, a video that they can watch, the knowledge, skills, and abilities, personality traits, software and technology that's necessary, and even the outlook for income, as well as the training that's needed, and going out to other areas as well. So this is something that is intended to help students and teachers dive deeper into charting their pathways and how they're going to use the attributes of a graduate. Their use is guided by the depth of knowledge that they're using the skills which we're talking about. And many teachers have heard of depth of knowledge but don't have a deep knowledge of it. Students have even less knowledge. So this tool here allows us to see the levels we're working at, from basic, skills and concepts, strategic thinking, and extended thinking. You may have noticed that when we change, the verbs change as well. And these are the contexts for using the skills, whether it's in math, English, science, or geography. And you can access any of them when you're at the specific level. So again, this is a resource for students to help know how to evaluate what they're doing and to increase to the strategic thinking and extended thinking level that makes them much more employable. So these tools are available for all of you. You'll probably spend most of your time in these areas. I'm not going to go into the entrepreneurial and employability skills in this video or the GIS, but there's a lot of rich resources there to guide students to a productive career through applying their Santa Fe Public Schools attributes of a graduate. Thanks a lot.